Hi, my name is Cold Beer, and let's start with Against the Storm. This is a roguelite city builder set in a gloomy dark fantasy world. Artistically, this is one of the coolest RTS city builder games I have ever seen. The style is very original and the atmosphere is breathtaking. I didn't like only one thing: here it never stops raining. I hate rain in real life because I wear glasses and this combo is never a good thing. But in game it feels like a never-ending visual interference. Some people may like it, some don't. So it's not a big deal in general. Anyway, here you are, a pioneer sent into the wilds to establish and manage new settlements inhabited by smart beavers, lizards, and humans. Weird choice of races, but I really approve of that. I'm so tired of elves, dwarves, and various combos of demons and undead. Lizards and beavers are awesome, and you will feel like one of them. You will care about their survival, about their happiness, and will protect them from danger. Well, not always. This is a roguelite after all, so the occasional defeat is programmed in the genre of the game. After a bitter end, the game will instantly offer you better buildings and devices, so your next run would be better, and the cycle continues until another bitter defeat. Your goal is to survive long enough and gather the valuable resources necessary to rebuild and upgrade your city. It's the only safe haven against the Blightstorm, a vile cycle of destruction ravaging everything in its path. On Steam it has above 90% of positive reviews, and I can give it 10 cold beers out of 10, without much doubt. The Quarry. I would say that this is a usual slasher movie, except this time it's a game, where all the stupid decisions of the protagonist are made by you. So here you'll be in charge of a band of teenagers who decided to go to a distant quarry and celebrate, something. And things quickly took a turn for the worse. Hunted by blood-drenched locals and something far more sinister, your plans unravel into an unpredictable night of horror. Friendly banter and flirtations give way to life or death decisions, as relationships build or break under the strain of unimaginable choices, made by you by the way. You will play as each of 9 characters in a thrilling cinematic tale, where every decision shapes your unique story from a tangled web of possibilities. Any character can be the star of the show or die before daylight comes, and it's all your fault. Honestly, this game is better played in the company of friends, or with your loving mother-in-law, so you could laugh and be scared together. People on Steam are praising the game's replayability but bashing its short story. Only 10 hours of fun for this price is a bit expensive even on a sale. House of the Dying Sun. This is a tactical space shooter that puts you in the cockpit of the Empire's most deadly interceptor and in command of the Harbinger fleet. You will hunt down the enemies of your dying empire and upgrade your warships with new weapons and abilities earned during your campaign of terror. Well, it seems that you are a bad guy here. Anyway, gamers are praising amazing sound design, exciting combat, and great visuals. The only bad thing is that the game is super short. Still, longer than your ding-dong. Jokes aside, for you to beat it, it will take less than 4 hours. Although by reading comments on Steam I saw guys who have from 10 to 40 hours of gameplay on record, meaning that the game, at least for some of us, has great replayability. Death Stranding Director's Cut. After the collapse of civilization, you must journey across a ravaged landscape crawling with dangers to save mankind from the brink of extinction. Game is created by legendary Hideo Kojima, so brace yourself for some weirdness. The famous Danish actor Mads Mikkelsen and the Walking Dead hair model Norman Reedus gave their bodies and voices to the characters, so that alone is probably enough to catch your attention. Also, you can actually take a Dumpty Dump in there. Such nice details. Death Stranding is definitely not a standard game. It really differs from almost everything I have seen. Some salty guys call the game a walking simulator, but in a walking simulator you can't die, and here death is on every corner. It's even in the name of the game. Death Stranding can be too stressful for more sensitive people, so keep in mind that this is not just a happy walk in the park. It's quite dark and gloomy, and it will really test your nerves. Outward Definitive Edition. This is an open-world survival game with Souls-like combat mechanics. In this edition you will find both DLCs, new weapons, dungeons, and also several life quality improvements. The game has only a mostly positive review score on Steam, but it doesn't do the justice. Most people who are giving a dislike spend 40 to 60 hours in-game, and that honestly looks like some kind of masochism. If you don't like the game, just don't play it. Like Warren Buffett once said, always take the easy road and you will get there first. Anyway, Outward is like Skyrim and Dark Souls had a weird hybrid baby, and instead of abortion, this time they decided to keep it. If you like both games, why not? Outward has some problems, but in general it is a nice game. Apsulov, End of Gods. In this futuristic Viking horror, you awake in a sanctuary of steel and concrete. It was built to research and exploit the worlds of Yggdrasil and to house an artifact buried in the earth eons ago. Your task is to unveil the secrets of the mythology, the artifacts themselves, and explore the realms. The game is pretty scary, but as I always say, the funny thing is the name. Apsulov to me sounds like a Slavic surname, you know.
Artyom Apsulov, engineer of Chernobyl power plant. It's all your fault.
People are saying that Apsulov End of Gods has an interesting story, great voice acting, but also a bit clunky combat. But it's not a combat game, but more of a walking simulator. Be sure you like these. Anyway, the game has very positive reviews on Steam, so I can only suggest you to dive into this sci-fi Viking horror and have a great time.
Assetto Corsa.
This is a racing simulator with a very affordable price. If you like realism more than arcade fun, this may be your spoon of potato salad. For example, the circuits have been developed using laser scan technology in order to guarantee the highest level of accuracy possible in reproducing real-world racing environments. And despite the game being a bit on the older side, its licensing agreements somehow still work, not like in some other games, if you know what I'm talking about. So here you can drive BMW, Ferrari, Audi, Lamborghini, Mercedes, Tony, Saladini, and many other famous cars. Well, maybe not the latter, but hey, still a lot. The game surprised me with a vast amount of controls it supports. For example, you can play it either with a steering wheel or with a keyboard, and everything in between. The range is truly here. Anyway, if you like racing sims, this is a must. And if you have no idea what racing sim is, for this price you can just try. Maybe it's for you. Apocalypse Party. I was playing it for a few days and I can honestly admit that I had tons of fun. Basically, here you take control of the hero and start slashing, dicing, burning, freezing and shooting hordes of zombies and other undead. The more you slay, the more powerful you get, and you can slay even more.
Yes, Queen Slay!
Also, controls are very responsive and the skills are fun to use. You can also get various gadgets and devices to help you, like the toilet that splashes and kills your adversaries for you. After several playthroughs, I decided that I like the melee approach the most, because this playstyle reminded me of cow level of Diablo 2. Honestly, this is exactly how it felt, and come on, that is never a bad thing. You gather zounds of zombies and slice through the ball of the undead like a boss. The only bad thing, judging from the comments on Steam, is that some people are encountering glitches and bugs when playing multiplayer. Not everyone, of course, but it would be a shame if you are the unlucky one. Anyway, the price is nice and you can always refund it if you have up to 2 hours of gameplay. Sitting idle in the menu counts as well, so be careful. Space Haven. Here you'll embark on a space voyage with your crew of civilians in search for a new home. You will build spaceship tile by tile, create optimal breathing conditions, manage the needs and moods of your crew, and encounter other space exploring groups. Here you'll have a complete freedom to build a spaceship or a station of your own desire. You can place every piece of ship hull, walls, doors, and facilities wherever you want. And all this stuff has a purpose. Crew members will sleep in beds, use toilets, be disturbed by a noisy room, and praise you for an arcade machine. By the way, I mentioned breathing conditions not by accident. That is a huge part of the game. You will have to keep optimal oxygen and CO2 levels by building life support modules and contain hazardous gases. So, that dude who farts a lot, is he worthy of another air purifier, or maybe, just maybe you can just toss him out of the airlock? A food for thought. Game has very positive reviews and is constantly updated. Project Warlock. Here you will become a mysterious warlock and embark on a dangerous mission to eradicate all evil. Yeah, seriously, I thought warlocks are evil, but here you are good somehow and want to smite evil creatures with everything you have. Every single one of them, no matter where and when. You will travel through time and space to wreak mayhem and destruction like in the golden days of FPS games. You'll explore 60 levels in 5 settings, from ice Antarctic base to sands of Egypt or medieval castles. As in all classic games like this, you will find keys to unlock passages, reveal secret doors with golden ammo, use lifts and hidden buttons to access new areas, and of course, finally, you will descend to hell and face the ultimate challenge and emerge victorious or, you know, perish like a puny loser, which will never happen. You are awesome, my friend, never doubt that. New Cycle. Here, after an apocalyptic series of solar flares, human society has been thrown into chaos. You will have to establish a settlement and develop it all the way from humble beginnings to industrial metropolis. In other words, you are responsible for bringing civilization back and not letting smart beavers take control of the earth. Don't worry, that is another game, no beavers here. If you manage to achieve success, that is. The game will challenge you with sandstorms, shortages, wildfires and other disasters, so be prepared and always ready to act quickly if you want your puny village to grow into a glorious cold Beristan. Although nature is not your only enemy here. A refugee crisis, unrest, disease outbreaks, this list of what can go wrong is very long. So there is a huge chance that you will fail miserably. Terrible fate awaits you, doom and gloom and other scary words. Myst. This puzzle game was one of the first titles I have ever played on my PC. That was around 30 years ago, but don't worry, this version I'm talking about is fully remastered in 3D and you can even play it in VR. So here you arrive to a beautiful island shrouded in mystery so you could unravel its secrets. As you learn what happened here, you will find that you are playing the key role in an epic story whose ending has not yet been written. One thing I must mention here is that the puzzles here are really difficult, so if you are not some puzzle game veteran, be careful here, because your gameplay can become a never-ending Google fest. Anyway, the game is gorgeous, it has nice steampunk and clockwork science elements in it, and that is always a feast for the eyes, and it will melt your smooth brain, maybe in a good way. The Last Faith. This is a beautiful Metroidvania Souls-like with non-linear exploration mechanics. Dark visuals, gothic landscape and gloomy atmosphere is for sure not oriented for those who like airy-fairy games vomiting with colors. So here you will journey along snow-dusted mountains and castles, and along the way you will discover and upgrade a range of tools for destruction. People on Steam are saying that The Last Faith is very similar to Bloodborne. Players are praising the great soundtrack and entertaining combat. Bosses are very fun to fight as well. The bad thing is that exploration is not very rewarding. Players are complaining that you can find weapons you can't use and spells you cannot cast without heavily investing in some lame stats you don't even remotely want. Anyway, the game has around 80% positive reviews, so if you like the genre, you may want to give it a try. Sniper Elite 4. Here you'll discover a sniping freedom, experience tactical third-person combat, gameplay choice and epic long shots across huge levels as you liberate wartime Italy from the grip of fascism. I guess those fascists you sent to the eternal gardens of Mussolinium are not so keen to be liberated and would want to crack your skull instead, so it won't be an easy jog in a park, rather a fun, intense sniping party. The plot is set across the beautiful Italian peninsula from sun-drenched Mediterranean coastal towns to ancient forests, mountain valleys and colossal Nazi megastructures. People are saying that the game is extremely satisfying and you can even shoot another sniper through his scope. A legendary shot, and I have no doubt that you will get an achievement for this. Overall, you will find 85 achievements here and collecting them in this game is very fun. Inertial Drift. Usually I avoid car games in my channel, but so it happened that a few years ago I played the demo of Inertial Drift and I really liked it. It is a super beautiful and really entertaining racing game, and also the price of it is more than great. You must hate gaming in general to ignore offers like that. I'm kidding, of course. Anyway, the game is set in 90s retro future, and it is an arcade racer with a unique handling model and satisfying twin-stick drift mechanics, so don't play it with your keyboard, please, just don't. The game will offer you 16 unique cars with various characteristics to master, and you can drive those in 20 handmade tracks while listening to retro electronic music and admiring beautiful landscapes. Well, honestly, you will have all your attention on the car, so if you are not born in Chernobyl and don't have an additional pair of eyes dedicated for admiring horizons, that may be a hard thing to do. Anyway, this is a great arcade racer, fun no-brainer after a hard day at work. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2. More than 20 years ago I bought some PC gaming magazine and it had a CD with a Tony Hawk 2 demo inside. You know, at that time nobody had internet, so CDs that came with journals kept us up to date. I installed the demo and super unexpectedly it became one of the best games I have ever played. I played and played and played and my friends came over and we played it together as well. We mastered the art of tricks without even seeing a full version of the game. Yeah, they really knew how to make great demo versions back then, that's for sure. demo, but when the full version finally arrived, I couldn't afford it because I was poor and had no money. And I'm not talking about the original version, I have a pirated CD in mind that at the time cost around 20 litas in Lithuania. To put things in perspective, I have to say that my mama's salary was around 300 litas per month, and the original CD of Tony Hawk 2 was priced around 200 litas, so only millionaires around here could afford those back then. So sadly, this is all the experience I have with Tony Hawk, the best demo I have ever played. And I have to mention that I never play sports games, maybe I should start. And this version, according to people who actually played it, is one of the best remakes ever made. Around 90% of positive reviews can confirm that with ease. Lies of P. In this Souls-like game, you are a puppet who's caught in a web of lies with monsters and untrustworthy figures. You are awakened by a mysterious voice that guides you through a plagued city of Krat, a once lively place that has been poisoned by madness and bloodlust. If this description reminds you of your ex, then all good, you are half ready for the adventure. Here you will develop a unique combat style to counter your enemies by weaving together dynamic weapon combinations and activating new abilities. Lies of P is a reimagined fairy tale of Pinocchio, reinterpreted as a dark, grim narrative. You know, a Pinocchio for adults. When you lie, it's not the nose that's growing. If you add another P to the name of the game, you will understand what I have in mind. No, really, nothing like that, it's a joke. I played the demo version of the game and all I gathered was, again, that I suck at Souls-like games and I shouldn't even touch them. If you are like me, avoid this title. Few hits from big enemies and you are dead, and you will have to replay the whole chapter again. If that doesn't scare you, keep in mind that the game has around 90% of the positive review score and is probably a thing you want to try. Signalis. The game is set in a dystopian future where humanity has colonized the solar system. Sounds cool, but the totalitarian regime maintains an iron grip through aggressive surveillance and propaganda. Humanoid androids, known as replicas, live amongst the humans, acting as workers, civil servants, and protectors alongside the citizens they are designed to resemble. So that reminds me of Blade Runner, just before the war. The story begins as you awaken from cryostasis in a wrecked vessel. Now stranded on a cold planet, you have to set out on a journey into depths unknown. Keep in mind that this is a horror game, and I don't have jump scares in mind. It will pick your brain psychologically bit by bit. Although on Steam it has an overwhelmingly positive review score left by thousands of people, so it is definitely a hidden gem you should try. Jusant. This is an action puzzle climbing game and a meditative journey to the top of a tall tower. It may not seem much, but the review score on Steam is way above 90%, and that is a proof that this game is amazing. Well, at least awesome. You will challenge yourself at your own pace, explore different ways to climb, and unravel the secrets of a bygone civilization. While playing, you will master your climbing tools and will have to watch your stamina meter to successfully navigate the mysterious and changing tower. Well, watching your stamina is not a thing I usually like in games. You know, when you watch your stamina bar, you actually miss the rest of the game. But Jusant is showing your stamina bar clearly and not somewhere in the corner, so it's done right. Anyway, as you go higher and hone your skills, you'll have to figure out how best to use the tools at your disposal to get where you want to go. What is the best way? Is there an alternative path? And yes, usually there are. You can explore them to find the clues about what happened here. The game doesn't rush you, you play at your own pace. As you climb, you come across beautiful biomes full of flora and fauna, accompanied by a beautiful and atmospheric soundtrack, although there is some danger as well. Arid, windy slopes can be deadly, so seek refuge in tunnels lit only by bioluminescence. The Expanse, a Telltale series. If you like science fiction but never watched the Expanse TV show, well, you should. These are one of the best sci-fi series ever made. Although at first you may be overwhelmed by the count of the characters and political intrigues, don't give up. The show really delivers if you stick to it. And this is Telltale's take on this wonderful world and story. Here you'll explore the dangerous and uncharted edges of the belt. From scavenging wrecked ships in zero-G environment to surviving a mutiny or fighting fearsome pirates, you will have to make difficult choices and then suffer the consequences. You will scour shipwrecks, use magnetic boots to walk on walls and ceilings, and utilize zero-G thrusters to flow through the void. As you explore mysterious ships and the open expanse of space, you will interact with objects in the world and speak with members of your crew. The game consists of 5 episodes, so plenty of mind food for you. And now, thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.